I love Pentecost, a day at least as important to Christians as Christmas and Easter, although I'm not sure we always realize that. I think it's fair to say Pentecost is another opportunity to dance with mystery. I think it's fair to say Pentecost teaches us how to be the faith community God intends us to be. I think it's fair to say Pentecost is about the impossible happening in our world as the Jesus community gathers together. Violent, rushing winds, but there's no storm, nor no tornado, no hurricane. Impossible. Sudden noise, taking over the entire space, but no source of the ruckus. Impossible. Flames of fire entering the room, but nothing on fire, nothing burning. Impossible. A big flame dividing, separating out into little flames, flying through the air, neatly settling over the head of each one. Impossible. Some powerful force filling their beings so they could speak in other languages they did not even know. Impossible. One language being spoken while people from all nations hear the words in their very own language without translation. Impossible. A new community where all barriers are broken down, gender barriers, ethnic, racial barriers, economic and education barriers, LGBT barriers, theological barriers, political barriers, all people gathered together across all kinds of barriers, committed to one another, living together with equality for everyone there, focused on the good of all. This kind of new faith community? Really? Impossible. Or is it? Pentecost is the formation of a new kind of community, a community with new kinds of commitments, with a new way of being in the world, a community that runs counter to the values and methods of the surrounding world, a community not set apart from the world, but a community not held captive by the world either, a community alive with spirit, ready for surprises, empowered to be the people of God. I think it's fair to say Pentecost is about the impossible happening in our world as the Jesus community gathers together. And I think it's fair to say the Pentecostal spirit and power could come to rest on Fort Street in a city struggling, in a denomination in decline, in a country less and less interested in organized religion, making us this new kind of vibrant community like the one birthed long ago on the day of Pentecost. It's also fair to say Pentecost is about new beginnings shaped and formed from the burning passions Spirit places in our hearts. So on a day of celebrating new beginnings, it is fitting that this year Pentecost Sunday and Graduate Sunday are on the very same day. All of our graduates are standing on the threshold of new beginnings, just about ready to follow their dreams and the passions deep in their hearts in whatever ways are about to unfold before them. They're ready to take new steps in living out their visions, building new communities, perhaps in ways we've not even imagined, each leaving their own mark, each making a difference in the world, perhaps making the impossible really happen in our world. Now, if you will indulge me for a personal moment, I want to talk to my daughter. I know it's not easy being a PK, a pastor's kid. It's especially hard when you're ready to start high school and have to move across the country far away from all of your friends, enter that big new school where you don't know anyone. It's hard to live with the realization that many see you differently because you're a pastor's kid. In this building, I wanted you to have the opportunity to be just one of the other kids. But I know it's very hard to live your life in the fishbowl of the pastor's family where it feels like everyone is watching you, every move you make, everything you say, all of the time. I know that first year was a really big challenge, and I watched you move into that challenge with amazing poise and grace, becoming a leader in your school, in this church, in this presbytery, in the synod, and even having your abilities and character recognized on the national level. Cameron, I want to tell you here today, I love you very much, and I am very proud of you and of the person you are. I also have a word for Emma. Emma, I enjoyed getting to know you, especially that first year we were here. Remember all those experiences? Confirmation, we won't go into the details, but all those experiences with the confirmation class and the Chicago Multicultural Conference, we won't go into all those details either. And then later, watching you and listening to you in youth services and the many other things that I have seen you do and know about things that you have done. And I know for a fact that your talents, abilities, and character far exceed what I have had the privilege of observing firsthand. But I have been touched by your bright smile and especially by your generous kindness. For all the many other things you have done and will do and the amazing person you are, what I most want to say to you today is thank you. Thank you for being a friend to Cameron in this place and for sharing your energy and abilities with all of us in ways that have enriched our Fort Street community. Now, Akash, I haven't really gotten to know you very much, but I do know you moved across the country to a brand new place far away from your friends to begin your senior year of high school. In a brand new high school. A brand new high school that required 100 hours of community service during your high school career if you were going to graduate. Your classmates might have done 25 hours of service a year for each year of high school. The school might have required of you only 25 hours for just that 1 year you would be at the school, or maybe even 50, but no, 100 hours were required and the school cut you no slack. I've been inspired by your dedication as I've watched you working here at Fort Street on all kinds of tasks to do what needed to be done not only for yourself, but for us as well. And I know you did many other things in other places to meet this requirement and to help other people. Thank you, Akash. You inspire us. For those of you who do not know Akash, he's sitting up there and he's Betty Burton's grandson. For all of our grads here this morning, high school and beyond, the next steps of life will be filled with challenges. Big challenges, sometimes what seem insurmountable challenges, some that even seem impossible to take on. But take them on anyway. Make a difference in the world, build a way where there is no way, find possibilities in what seems impossible. There will be days when you're ready to shine brightly, and the rain will try to drown your dreams. Or maybe someone will just dump a whole bucket of water right on your head. Especially on these days, hold on to your passion, that thing that burns within you and will not go away. Don't let anyone snuff out your passion. Live into that special thing deep in your heart. Make your own unique mark on the world. Don't just sit around waiting for the rain to stop. But go out, do the impossible, in the words of a popular song, set fire to the rain. Inspire the ones who have given up. Lead the reluctant and the doubters into new possibilities. Show the discouraged how to live with courage and with power. Isn't that really what all of us are called to do? See a vision and move that vision into action. Find our passion, let it burn deep in our hearts, growing and building until our passion is ready to change the world and make the impossible happen. Isn't that really what the church is called to do? Find Fort Street's passion, what matters the very, very most to us, then powerfully live out the sacred vision and dreams placed within us by the Spirit, powerfully impacting the city around us, the denomination, the world. Isn't that really what Pentecost is all about? A holy, passionate Pentecostal power coming upon us, empowering us to bring life to others, to make our own unique mark, to transform our city and our world, even against all obstacles and impossibilities. Find that burning passion within you. Take that fiery passion to the world. Do the impossible. Don't sit waiting for the rain to stop. Set fire to the rain. Set the world on fire. Will you pray with me? When we ignore the vision you give us, when we quench the fire of spirit you set burning in our hearts, when we crumble in the face of challenge, letting our passion die, send your Pentecostal power upon us, burning and blowing mightily through this place, burning and blowing mightily in each heart, filling us with courage, wisdom, and power to mount up and soar on eagle's wings, to make bold new decisions facing all obstacles before us, ready to accomplish the impossible, ready to set fire to the rain. Amen.